When Arlington residents Alyssa Clossy, Nicole Knobloch, and Jean Tift noticed an ominous increase in the number of empty storefronts in Arlington Center, the three friends resolved to form a group that would revitalize the commercial district. Today, Support Arlington Center has amassed a following of more than 1,200 residents, business owners, and visitors.
I had no idea if we'd get anybody, and there are people so passionate about this issue, and people who'd noticed too. It's right here in the absolute center of the center. And we appreciate so much the life that's here already. That was part of it too. That's just 90% of the center is working so beautifully, and then this 10%, it just didn't make sense.
The co-founders are disconcerted by the lack of progress in filling strips of empty properties which used to house beloved, vibrant local businesses. They worry the vacancies disparage the center and discourage tenants from moving in despite Arlington's recent economic success.
It's sort of a mystery to us as to why these are empty storefronts, and they've been this way for over 3 years.
It's such a loss of revenue.
Derby Farm, which was right in this corner right here, was a perfect location because they would put out flowers and very warm, welcoming garden type of objects that were right on the corner. And to lose that has been devastating.
The group reports that town officials who have met and are working closely with the three landlords responsible for the majority of the vacancies do not believe that the landlords are holding out for mixed-use development. Those meetings, they say, have been mostly productive.
Two of the landlords seem to be very interested in filling the spaces. One of them is looking for space that is not going to conflict with the existing spaces. Another landlord is also interested in filling the spaces, and supposedly there's a lot of people coming in and out of the empty storefronts.
Many business owners claim that expensive leases are the issue. Madrona Tree, a breakfast and lunch spot, recently closed, and the owner says a pricey rent forced them out of the space. Others, however, suggest that the situation is not so black and white.
We've heard that the rent is too high. Okay, well that doesn't exactly make sense if you apply it to common ground because we're still here, you know what I mean? So, and what is too high for rent? It's relative. It's just the same as how I price my menu. The menu items may be totally fine for one person, and then another person looks at it and says, that's too expensive. But it's the same product, do you know what I mean? So you kind of have to look at these storefronts the same way. We want to talk to landlords about, like, what do you want to see in Arlington Center? What's going to make you come out of your house and hang out in Arlington Center? So instead of just being like, let's get the landlords and lower prices, well, what if they lower the prices or they get businesses in here and you still don't go? Well, now we put all of our energy into the landlords, but then we see that may not even be the issue.
While collaborating with Support Arlington Center, town officials recognize the complicated reality and are investigating their options.
So what we've had our town council and his staff looking at is whether or not we can legally put in place a fine structure for property owners that have vacancies over the long term and cannot demonstrate a reasonableness standard that they've actually tried to get tenants. So we don't have a proposal yet. What town council's office has done so far is research what has been done in other states and municipalities, put together sort of a potential structure, and now we're going to work with that before we put a proposal forward, hopefully within the next month sometime.
Ultimately, Arlington residents want some answers, and Support Arlington Center is striving to provide them.
One of the reasons my wife and I moved to Arlington is that there's all these great stores around here. They're within easy walking distance, and so many of them are unique to Arlington Center. They're not big chains, and now there's big chunks being taken out. I was sure that other people cared. I'd talked to patrons of the stores and restaurants which have closed, and they'd also be very sad about it, but there didn't seem to be any organizing force. Now that I know there is, I'm gung-ho.
The public meeting will be in September or October. For more information, visit supportarlingtoncenter.org and join the Support Arlington Center Facebook group. For Arlington Public News, I'm Christina Gassford.